Smooth 98.1 here. We are gone past 6:30 already for Hump of the Week Wednesday. This is Business Express on a Smooth Breakfast. I'm Sope Martins, and for the next 15 minutes, I've got Rotus in on the show with me. Hi, Rotus. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, Sope. Good morning to all our listeners out there. Good to be with you again.
And to our viewers, we are streaming live up on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. Make sure you leave your comments up on that live stream to join the conversation. You can also join the conversation using WhatsApp. The number for that is 0809 440 981 and tweet at us. We are at Smooth981FM. If you tag us in the tweet, we'll see it and we'll read it out. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, Rotus, you're going to touch on something that I've been watching since last night, which is the resignations that we've been seeing in the UK. But then how do we bring it back to Nigeria? Because the topic of the day is, why does Nigeria have so few resignations? Why do you feel the need to ask that question, Roses?
Yeah, because with what we saw yesterday in the UK, which was just dominating news everywhere, which is that the UK's, basically their Minister of Finance, along with their Minister of Health, resigned yesterday. And it made me think about two things. It made me think about integrity in business and government and speed and efficiency. Just those, well, maybe three things, but those things: integrity, speed, and efficiency. On the integrity thing, Rishi Sunak, who resigned along with, I think, is it Sajid Javid?
Sajid Javid, yes.
Yeah, I think it was in total. Yeah, there was about seven cabinet resignations that we saw yesterday from the Boris Johnson government because of scandals and integrity and blah, blah, blah. It made me think about, why is it that with all the scandals that we see here in Nigeria, you don't see any resignations? In fact, I had to go back to Kemi Adeosun, who, funny enough, was the Minister of Finance for Nigeria. So an equivalent position with Rishi Sunak. She was the last cabinet minister. Well, I mean, if you exclude the people running for office who were running for president that were forced to resign, if you take that aside, because there was also personal ambition on this, as far as, just over integrity or over a clash that they had with leadership. Kemi Adeosun's resignation was for a forged NYS
certificates. Yeah.
Yeah. So she didn't clash with government over anything. It was just, that was a personal thing, right? But Sunak and Javid both resigned because they felt that their government lacked integrity and was not being accountable to the UK citizenry, the UK polity. And they just felt that, you know what, I cannot be with this type of government any further, and therefore I must resign. And you can say maybe there's, they are thinking about the next election. They don't want to be part of a sinking ship. They want to have a future in politics, so they don't want to be tarnished by the image of this. Whatever you call it, it was just remarkable to just see this. And I read their letters and everything. So so why don't we see it here? And I would, our listeners can chime in as to why we don't, right? Because every government official here, maybe it's because of a lack of opportunities. In the UK, there, Rishi Sunak is, if he wanted to, I think he can find another job in the private sector. So can Sajid Javid. He can find a job in the private sector. Maybe it's in fact, there was another, is a Nigerian VP of the Conservative Party, Obi Afolayemi or something. It's a Nigerian that also resigned as well. Yeah, and it's interesting seeing all the Bim Afolami, that's his name, MP.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, Tory vice chair. He resigned on live television. The guy, Bim Afolami, on live TV said that Boris Johnson has to step down. The journalist he was talking to now said, "Oh wow, well, are you going to stay in your position?" He's like, "Look, he said it himself. He said, after saying such a thing, I don't expect to keep my job." The guy now asked him, "Well, does that mean you're resigning?" He said, "Yeah, because you have to resign, because if it is against your personal convictions to work in a government like this, you must resign." So imagine somebody in Buhari's cabinet or somebody in any other administration, or Obasanjo's cabinet or Jonathan, is a sitting member of government going on live television and saying that their leader, president, must resign. And then
Rotus,
Yeah,
Big
so
Akomo is already sending him in his messages. He's saying, listen, stop comparing apples and oranges because
ah,
we are completely different from the people in the UK. Yesterday, the House of Reps invited the CBN Governor, Finance Minister, MD of NNPC, Minister of State from the Oil Ministry, but didn't invite the Petroleum Minister. And none of them turned up anyway.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
They never show up. They don't care, right? These are summons by the National Assembly, the elected leaders that are calling you to come and speak about issues. There's no consequence, nothing, right? So another thing is efficiency, and this is on the part of the UK government. Rishi Sunak sent his tweets. I checked the time, a little after 6 p.m. The UK government, under 4 hours, they had announced his replacement, and his gentleman's name is
Nadeem, isn't it?
Zahawi.
Zahawi,
yeah, Nadeem Zahawi, yeah. Within 4 hours, I think it was about 10 minutes to 10 p.m. He tweeted around 6:18, 6:20, or 6:11 or so, around 10 minutes to 10 p.m. The UK government sent out, in fact, they replaced almost everybody that had resigned. It was fast and it was efficient. You can remember when this administration came into power, it took 6 months before they announced their cabinet. So,
we're counting the days. When you passed 100, we're like, okay. And now, Rotus, real quick, let's get in what the people are saying. So Zikola says resignation in the Nigerian government corridors. The reason we don't see it is because politics is a job and an escape from poverty, as well as an opportunity to booga and oppress others. All these benefits are too important to lose in a country with a lack of many opportunities. Whilst I'm trying to see who sent this message in, but this person says, did Kemi Adeosun really resign because of a scandal or because she had a new job?
Well, hey, I mean, either way, that's the last resignation I can point to. And unless, again, outside of the other ministers that resigned recently to run for president, it's remarkable. It really is. And go ahead.
And Yinka Bolu says, a lot of these guys in our system here are unemployable, hence their survival depends on the office they occupy. I think we've seen that also, Rotus, with the Republicans in the US. Because where would they be? Where would some of them be if they didn't have that job? Right. Emeka says, please, Rotus, let's discuss Nigeria's problem and leave people that know what they're doing alone. He says, feel no day, please, where can we invest? And the messages are still coming in. Oh, wow. Yeah. Zen says, Nadeem Zahawi is another clown. Okay, Zen, wow.
Yeah. Wow. So apparently, Zahawi, there are some issues. He spent 6,000. Look, and look, see here. Every pound sterling is accounted for in the UK. If a minister in a position spends money on something that is outside of what is approved, I don't want to get into UK politics, but Zahawi apparently spent 6,000 pounds on something. I think it was heating pipes in his house or something, and it became an issue. And so that's another issue. But look, it's just, they don't play there. They just don't play, and they are held accountable by the people. I don't know, we as the polity have to take responsibility here. They are the level of accountability in the UK, when you see all these things happening, although Boris Johnson is a very stubborn guy, it doesn't look like he's
not going anywhere, Rotus.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Well, please, let's listen to more messages. Go ahead. Let's listen to more messages.
All right, going into this one, Raman Oyebanji says, most of our politicians don't have the political will, and the few that do try stepping down, well, the EFCC will come for them. So it's quite unfortunate. Whilst Engineer Oris says, this comparison it's not fair. It's not fair. We have no accountability here. If anyone tries calling out his principal in Nigeria, he's dead politically. Ask Ambode and Lamido Sanusi. Politics in Nigeria is a hustle.
Sope, can I quickly jump in? What about us, the people? Because every single one of these MPs, they talk about accountability by the people, by voters. So we have to take some kind of responsibility here. If then they say, again, elections are what some of these people are thinking about, they want to be tarnished. But that I really need somebody out there that's listening, please answer. What about us, the people? Why don't we hold not just our political leaders, our business leaders as well on different companies? Why don't we hold them accountable? You can continue the message.
Okay. Ladele Johnson says, Personally, I'm not sure resignations are always the best moves. I get the integrity bias gist, but let's think about it. Do you think the minister who resigned for NYC issues wouldn't have outperformed her replacement? I remember a lot of people had the same question when Bart Naji resigned and
Thank
as
you.
Minister of Power, because everybody was happy with the job he was doing. Then,
Yeah.
information came out and he promptly resigned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was a
Exactly. Great points. Great point.
Now, Gilbert Musa from Festac says, on resignation in Nigeria, we don't have strong institutions and our laws are weak. We need to fix these amongst other critical leadership factors. Are our laws weak? I think we have some very strong laws, actually.
But do we follow? Do we have strong laws?
That's a question. Now, that's the question. And Benga Kamu comes back and says, this conversation is depressing me further, Rotus. Did you listen to the headlines today? Is there anything positive to uplift the spirits? Go to Zimbabwe, you can get gold coins. All right, back to the conversation.
You can buy gold in Zimbabwe. But Zimbabwe, the reason why they introduced gold in Zimbabwe is because their exchange rate is tanking. There's too much demand.
Rotus, when you are hearing inflation in the 200% mark, you're
exactly.
Really, the only way to go is gold and calories
at this point.
Yeah. All right. So messages are still coming in, but I do want to get back to your take because we've got about a minute left.
Yeah. Okay. What on my take on the?
Yeah. What's going on why so few resignations?
Oh no, because our listeners they've answered the question. They said it's a lack of accountability. They're not scared of facing the music. Maybe lack of opportunities, which points to our terrible job market. That's it. I think I comply with our listeners. Just it's like an accountability issue, an untouchability. Maybe I don't know if that's a word. An untouchability issue and a lack of opportunities. That's probably why we see it, and it's disappointing and it. Issues like this, what we've seen in the UK, just happening less than 24 hours ago, it brings this to light. It makes us have to look within and ask ourselves this question.
Okay, well, just to end the show, let me take it to the messages again. Shola says, we've lost value in Nigeria. And by value, he's talking about personal, or she is talking about personal value. The politicians, the polity, everybody, we have lost it. Whilst Joel says, we have to know our leaders first before holding them responsible. Rita, actually, no, this is Ovis from Yaba, says, we the people hold who accountable? Who is implementing the law to protect we the people? Put in quotation marks. Who runs the police that's supposed to arrest those we should be holding accountable? Laughing out loud, Ovis from Yaba says. And I'll read this final one from Ichie Dichie, who says, how can you call them leaders after paying through their noses to acquire their offices? And we don't have leaders, but merchants. And I don't think it's right to demand transparency from businessmen or women who are just doing their business. So accountability will be possible once we get truly elected leaders. And on that note, we end the show.
Yeah. Good note to end it on. Yeah, indeed.
All right, so the conversation can continue because I see your messages still coming in, but time has finished, guys. So make sure you direct them to Rotus. He's up on social media at Rotanquote, and of course we are at Smooth 981 FM. Rotus, come back tomorrow with more questions. All right.
For sure. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody that sent messages as well.
All right, thanks, Rotus. Bye.